Up a Mastech on the screens. IT has been talk of the town today as well, with the kind of moves that are coming in on the back of Infosys buyback. But Mastech, that stock slightly under pressure, 0.5% downtick coming in there. We're joined by Umang Nahata, CEO of Mastech, to discuss about the latest NHL digital transformation deal that we are looking at from here on. Umang, welcome to the show, and always a pleasure to speak to you as well. In terms of Mastech, the recent announcement that has come in where the arm has been named as a supplier of digital tech clinical support framework, and the agreement has been given by NHS London Procurement Partnership. The company will aid the NHS and public healthcare bodies. Now, taking this deal into consideration, what does it mean for a Mastech from a size perspective?
Thank you. First of all, thanks a lot for having me on the call. It's a pleasure talking to you too. See, healthcare and NHS, specifically the healthcare in UK, is a key part of our growth that has been there for the last few quarters and will continue to be an important part of our growth going forward. This is a framework which is the NHS, digital and clinical, services framework. It's not an order. It's a framework that gives you the right to hunt within that framework. It's a £800 billion framework, which allows not just the NHS, but its affiliated bodies and even the trusts, which are the hospitals in UK, to procure from using this framework. And this framework will have a variety of different IT services that will get procured across various lots. And Mastech now has been onboarded in this framework. It's step one to being a part of the NHS procurement. So we're looking forward to a lot of new things happening on this framework. NHS is the key for really reviving the government's image. A lot of active spend and focus is on reviving NHS. And a lot of that revival is through digital ways and means. For example, creating a single unified digital ID or patient ID that could be across all NHS trusts, and digital health or telehealth, data-driven healthcare, preventions program, which is preventing patients from getting into the hospitals, and so on and so forth. So a lot of spend is due on NHS. A lot of investment is going to happen, and these are procurement vehicles that allow the NHS to buy from. And Mastech continues to be a key partner. And now we also are on the framework that will allow us to be a part of these investments that the government will make.
Point taken, Mr. Nahata. This is Harsh joining in. Give us a perspective on the size of the deal, because you're currently at 3,500 crore. In that context, in terms of top line, what's the impact going to be like?
See, the framework overall is £800 billion framework over the next 4 years. Most of the contracts that the government signs within this framework is a 3+1 year kind of contract. Healthcare continues to be a key part of our growth engine. We've doubled the healthcare portfolio, especially our healthcare portfolio in UK. Last year, we continue to look at a very high growth in that segment in this year and in the following years to come. I don't have a specific number for you, but it's an area which is going to be the highest growth area for us, amongst all the sectors that we operate in.
Hi, Mahima also joining in. Just want to understand, because this is my understanding as to how NHS London works, because some part of it will be spent by the government as well, and some part will be spent by you. What is that ratio, and what is the approximate amount of investment that you're looking at?
So a lot of the spend is with the government. Of course, the government works with partners like ourselves, especially in the new AI and digital wave. It looks forward for partners like us to come out and deliver new concepts, new ideas, new POCs. So, for example, a lot of work that we're doing today is around data-driven, using Databricks and using AI as a technology to deliver some proof of concepts. But a big block of the investment is going to come from the government. The investments that partners like Mastech will make are more around demonstrating how these technologies could be applied in the government's context.
Umang, another question I have, which is overall from a business perspective, right? Because currently we're talking about issues in hiring trends that have continued for IT as a sector. There is no clarity in terms of the client budget spends. no major positive trigger that is coming in for IT as a sector in the month of September, because AI investments are still at an infancy stage. And there's a possibility that the FI churn may be seen in the counters from here on, because the FI position, stakes in IT as a sector is at the lowest right now. If you have to take all of these aspects into consideration, where do you see the sector currently, and in turn Mastech, and are you seeing a revival?
So it's a great question, and a lot piled into the same question. But see, what is happening is our industry is an industry of waves. A lot of technology revolutions really drive the changes and disruption that the industry goes through. AI clearly is a significant disruption in the way we used to do business earlier, especially the IT services side of it. A lot of productivity gain on the technology side, on all the engineering work that we do, from software development to testing to maintenance to everything else that was being done. A lot of AI is being introduced in that kind of work. And hence there is, efficiency gains anywhere from a 10, 20% to 50, 60%, depending upon the kind of programs we are executing. And therefore, it is right for the customers to ask for those kinds of efficiency gains out of their partners who are operating. What it also allows for is there were various areas of their business that were not digitized, that where we were not monetizing the data, and newer revenues. So I see this wave in two parts. The part one is where we will have to demonstrate efficiency in the piece of work that has already been assigned to us. Demonstrate that those efficiencies, and that will give us the right to ask for more and bigger pieces of work with our clients. And step two is when newer pieces of work, when everything else that the client uses, all of their applications, all of their softwares, will also have to be automated for AI in it, is where the real big hype and growth for the services will come in. So in the short term, it is going to be demonstrating efficiency gains in our estate, and therefore creating advantages and asking for more. Step two is when the larger changes will come up.
Got it. Mr. Nahata, really short on time. So give us a perspective, because you have such a large footprint in Europe in terms of your overall revenue, that that you have a very good pulse also of how Europe is behaving at this point. There's obviously a larger focus with regard to spending, government spending that's happening in Europe. Are you seeing that translating to more business interest, better quality of business?
So, our business is largely UK. A large portion of the Europe is UK right now. And UK government is one of our biggest customers. So currently the trend is the UK government is also looking at, while they are spending a lot more on NHS and healthcare and defense and a few other critical sectors, there is a lot of efficiency asked in most of the other sectors. A lot of that is driven by AI. From the sizing and position where we are, we believe that the government's focus on AI and adoption will increase very rapidly in the short term, which might lead to, like I said, demonstrating some of those efficiencies in the piece of work that we have. But that and the strength and the trust that we have created with the government will really allow us to take a much bigger piece of pie, based on the efficiency that we're able to demonstrate in the small estate that we have with them today. So government will look at efficiency asks. A lot of spend will happen on digitization, but it will be also based on a lot of efficiency, both in terms of government processes, also in terms of their engineering spend.
Good opportunity to look at as well. But thank you, Umang, so much for joining us on the show and sharing the perspective with regards to the deal and how big this space could be for you. But staying with the IT space,